Okay.
Her mother didn't like that. She wanted to be called Rose Ellen.
Okay.
But anyway.
Okay. Well, we're going to start now, okay? As a significant piece of the celebration of the 75th anniversary of Village Chapel Presbyterian Church, it's my pleasure to introduce to you a very special person. Jule Sockman was a charter member of our church. And you should know that last year, Jule celebrated his 100th birthday here at the church with family and friends. And this spring, he just turned 101. Jule was born in Glendale Hospital on March the 3rd, 1923. He grew up in Moundsville, which is a community located in the northern panhandle of West Virginia. He graduated from Moundsville High School in 1941 and went to work at the Ravenna Ordnance Plant in Ravenna, Ohio, making ammunitions for the military. In 1944, Jule enlisted in the United States Army and served his country through the remainder of World War II. In the fall of 1946, he entered Marshall College, graduated in 1949 with a degree in business administration, right? Following his graduation from Marshall, on June the 4th, 1949, Jule married Rose Ellen Tully, or Rosie Tully of Charleston, at Swan Memorial Presbyterian Church, and they settled here in Charleston, as Rose Ellen had taken a job teaching at Kanawha City Elementary School. Rosie's parents were Mabel and Herbert Tully, who were also charter members of Village Chapel. Jule worked for several companies after coming to Charleston, including Standard Oil as an accountant, Gerber Baby Food in sales, the National Cash Register Company, NCR, again doing accounting, and in the 1960s began working for the West Virginia Highway Safety Department as an accountant, and I believe worked there until he retired. Roger and Rosie initially lived on Dixie Avenue in the east part of Charleston for a short time, but then when they began a family, they moved to Kanawha City and lived several places, including Noyes Avenue, Roosevelt Avenue, and Virginia Avenue. But for the last 75 years, he and Rose Ellen, prior to her passing, lived on 43rd Street, which is just a few blocks from the church. Rosie and Jule had 3 children. Ellen Ann, who died shortly after her birth in 1950, Roger, born March of 1952, and Dean, born June of 1957. Jule has been an important part of Village Chapel history, as both he and Rosie were charter members, as were her parents. And I'm now going to ask Jule to share his experiences and some of his memories with you. So, Jule, my first question. Why did you and Rosie decide to live in Charleston?
Enter this church, enter Village Chapel.
No, in Charleston. Why did you decide to move here to Charleston?
Oh, well, of course, Rosie was a veteran, a native of Charleston, born on the west side. And, of course, I'm from the northern part of the state. But when we got married, we were married at Swan Memorial Church on the west side. And in that period of time, things were changing around. Swan was losing membership. So Village was in the process to be constructed and built on this location. And so we transferred our membership to the Village Chapel, which was organized in, I'd say, 1950?
Okay.
And
you said you were married at Swan Memorial, and that was where?
on the west side of Charleston.
On the west side of Charleston.
Yeah.
Great.
Bigley Avenue on the west side of Charleston.
Okay, great. Tell us a little bit, if you will, about what Charleston was like back in those early days when you first moved here.
Well, to me, coming from a small town, it was a busy place. But of course, I spent 3.5 years in Huntington, which was a change from Moundsville too. But anyway, it took me a little while to get adapted here in Charleston, which worked out fine.
Okay. What do you remember if you went down? I think the main drag in those days was Capitol Street. What was on Capitol Street?
Capitol Street was the main, one of the main drags. Canal Avenue was probably one of the top avenues at that time, but Capitol Street was a busy place. There's a lot of businesses downtown, and a lot of department stores. O.J. Morrison, Mayo. Can't remember all of them, but it was well occupied.
I bet the Diamond was there.
Diamond was there, yes. Diamond was there, and Capitol Street was one way. Same way with Canal Avenue. But anyway, that pretty much took the bulk of the traffic to downtown.
Okay.
Coming up through Capitol Street.
Now, when you say Canal Avenue, was that originally Canal Boulevard?
Canal Boulevard, right.
Okay. Okay. So I bet some other stores were Frankenberger's and...
Frankenberger's was there. O.J. Morrison. There was another big...
Coyle and Richardson?
Pardon me?
Coyle and Richardson? Coyle
and Richardson. Yeah, Coyle and Richardson. And let's see. There was a lot of little stores that stayed there for a long time on Capitol Street.
Okay.
Capitol Street was one way.
And the Schoenbaum started Shoney's here in Charleston.
Alex Schoenbaum started here in Canal City. It was his first restaurant.
Okay.
And he stayed there and occupied that till he died, I guess, as far as I know. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then, how about Kanawha City? Kanawha City, where the church and you were living. What was here in Kanawha City when you first came here?
What was right here? It was occupied by a couple residents, which were, I think, the church bought them up before we made the move to this location. Yeah.
Okay. Were there businesses here in this area?
Pardon me?
Were there any businesses here in this area?
Oh, yeah, there was businesses right out there on McCorkle Avenue. Uh-huh. Now on the corner there where I don't know what's in there now. They changed them. Village Apartments was a big occupied area. Was built back in the Depression days, and they're still there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I think someone had told me at some time that a lot of the war veterans were living in the Village Apartments.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Was that true when you were living
well,
here?
There were some of the war veterans were living there, but see where that's where I got out of service. I went on to Marshall. I wasn't in any part of Charleston then. I was living in Moundsville then.
Mm-hmm. Right. 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 Was Memorial Hospital here then when you first came?
Small, yes.
Okay.
Small,
and at one time, or maybe it was before you moved to Charleston, but someone indicated to me at one point that there was a golf course where Memorial Hospital was located.
You're right. That's what part of that area that there was a nine-hole golf course.
Nine-hole golf course.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And there were where Walgreens is now. What was that?
Where what is?
Walgreens. What did that used to be?
Oh, gee whiz. Walgreens. I can't remember what was there.
I think when I came here it was Kroger. Does that ring a bell?
Well, okay. Now, Kroger, let's see. Oh, wait a minute. I was thinking, you sure it wasn't A&P?
I think A&P was on the other side of Village Apartments. A little further down the street.
Yeah, you could be right. You could be right. My memory's.
And I understand that you were the very first customer at City National Bank. Is that true?
I was, yeah, not the very first, but the opening day, a group of people gathered there to make deposit, and I was one of them at City National. And one of the main, let's see, I'm trying to think of the manager of the bank at that time, the president, a guy by the name of Jim Burns.
Jim Burns.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jim Burns, and he was a guy hard to get along with, but he was a good banker. Yeah. So he and one of our members of the village chapel that was in banking back then was Payne Brown.
Oh, okay.
And he was down at the Bank of Commerce downtown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Payne Brown.
Okay. And I think on the other side of the street over there, a little further down, was McCormick Jewelers. And I believe there was a hardware store there.
I remember them in about the middle part of that block. McCormick Jewelers were there, yeah. Run by, the McCormick family, yeah. Two brothers, at least two brothers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then across the street was a Dairy Bell, or a dairy store.
You're right, it could be, yeah. You're right.
Yep, the Valley Bell. Valley
yeah,
Bell,
Valley
right?
Bell.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
5-cent ice cream cones.
5-cent ice cream cones, those were the days.
One dip.
One dip for 5 cents, okay. What about houses in this area? Were there many houses in Kanawha City when you first came here?
Well, the house next door there was there. The church bought out. On down, let's see, on down Washington Avenue and Washington Street, Noise. They were pretty much occupied. Might have been some vacant lots here or there, but I mean, not like it is today. But there was a good many residents in Kanawha City.
Okay. Was Morse Harvey College here?
Morse Harvey College was there, small, but they were there.
They were there. Okay. Well, this area right here where the church was built, the corner of 39th and
right here.
Venable Avenue, was this an empty lot?
There were some old houses there, if I remember correctly. So a couple old houses that were torn down prior to the church bought this area.
Oh, okay. Very good. Were there schools in Kanawha City?
Mm-hmm. Horse band was there. Chamberlain. East Kanawha States. That's where my kids went.
Okay. And then Kanawha City Elementary.
Kanawha City Grade School was built a little bit later, but I can't remember when.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else that you'd like to share with us about Kanawha City or Kanawha City area?
Oh, I made a good choice. Married my wife. My wife was from Charleston. Went to Marshall. Everything worked out fine. Can't ask for anything better.
Good. Okay. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about the church, Village Chapel.
Pardon me?
Let's talk a little bit about the early beginnings of Village Chapel.
Uh-huh.
As I understand it, Village Chapel was an outgrowth of First Presbyterian Church downtown.
Uh-huh. Moody McNair was the first minister here. Came from the first church. In fact, he had his MD degree, and he was a baseball player back in the early days, minor league baseball. And I can't remember. I think he came from Alabama. I think he came from Alabama, and he was here about 2 years, and moved on. Went on to moved to back to Florida,
Well, there were already two Presbyterian church.
Pardon?
There were already two Presbyterian churches in Kanawha City, at Westminster and South Park, right? So why did they feel like they needed a third church?
There was a number of people dissatisfied with the minister at the Westminster Church. He was a former, I think in the Army, he wasn't a general, but he was a colonel in the Army, and he was more dominated, and people didn't like it. And they lost a lot of members, and at that time, the village was being organized, and so this was an ideal place for me to come.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and South Park was.
Well, I
Here.
can't remember South Park being up there.
Okay.
It could have been, but it's always been small.
Okay.
We were up there, Roger and I were up there for a meeting not so long ago, and boy, a windy road up there.
It's a windy road. That's
but
right.
anyway, they still they're still in business. Yeah.
Okay. So where did the name Village Chapel come from?
Kanawha Village. That's what more or less the name they latched onto the apartments.
The Village Apartments. Okay. And so it became. Were there people from the apartments that came to church here in the early congregation?
Not too many. We had a few, but not too many.
Okay.
They would hope that since the village was so close, that we'd be able to acquire a lot of people from the village, but it didn't work out really that well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they decided to form a church here, a third church here in Kanawha City named Village Chapel. But of course they didn't have a building, so I understand the first meetings of the church were at Horace Mann, that the Kanawha County.
No, before that, they were at the boat club in Charleston, down on the let's say about 30th Street, somewhere down there.
Right behind near Memorial Hospital, right on the river.
The thing goes that come Sunday morning, some of the members that were interested organized, had to go in early in the morning, clean off the tables with beer bottles.
Clean off the beer bottles? Okay.
Because it was a club then, see. It was a club, and the dancing, the whole bit. Nothing illegal, but I mean it was that type of thing.
Okay. So on a Sunday morning, how many people would be in the service there at the boat club?
How many people came here?
About how many people would go to there for service on Sunday morning?
At the church?
At the boat club.
I have no idea, but I would say it's probably maybe 20, 30.
20 or 30?
Well, I'm just estimating because I've heard people talk about they would go there and enjoy this, enjoy that. So.
Can you remember what the services were like? Were they sort of like the services that we have today, or were they very different?
Oh, I mean, they followed the Presbyterian guidelines, I'm sure of that. But when I joined Village, I mean, the services, I'd say, were pretty much like they were today. Yeah.
Okay. Did they have music at the boat? Did they have music at the boat club?
Oh yeah, we had an organ.
An organ?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, first there was a piano, then a little what do you call them? Those small organs. That's what they had.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did they have a choir?
Have what?
A choir?
Can't think. I don't think so.
Don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay. And Dr. McNair led the services?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Now, tell us about Horace Mann, what you remember about the services at Horace Mann. And that was that a junior high school then, or was it an elementary school?
It was a junior high school.
A junior high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was junior high. Now, I didn't attend any of the services, Horace Mann.
Okay.
At that time, I was on service, adult service at Marshall in the 46, 47, 48,
Okay, so you
49.
were in college when that
Yeah.
was going on.
Right. Mhm.
Okay.
And then too, the memberships that were some of the older members, they would still maintain their membership, like Schwam. It didn't close till later on, and Westminster, places like that.
Okay. So you never attended any of the services at Horace Mann?
No, no.
Did you hear anyone talk about them as to where they met there at the school? Did you ever hear anyone say where in the school they met? Were they in a classroom or the gymnasium or?
Not too much comment. Just more or less from hearsay, you know, conversation with people you meet around. Yeah, that's about what I remember about the actions before this church was built.
Yeah. Well, tell me about, now this sanctuary was built later. The original church village was basically the fellowship hall, and then the sort of the area where the offices are and a basement.
And the choir was back up, you know, where offices are now.
Okay. They had an elevated platform, didn't they? Yeah. I remember seeing that, I think, in some pictures somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. It was the entrance from let's see, that way. I had a picture of it.
Yeah, the entrances, I think, right over
right,
there, midway. And do you remember, or were you involved in any way, or heard people talk about the design of the church? You know, who designed the original church building?
No, I haven't heard anything about that.
Okay. How about funding of the church?
What was that?
How did they raise money to build the church? Were you aware of any of that process?
Hard work. I remember time and time again, not too much, but particularly as private, and named Payne Brown so much because he was so much involved. But Payne Brown and I would, at the time, there was a lot of houses being built up on the Chapel Road up in there, and Payne and I didn't really want to do this, but Payne wanted me to go with him to recruit money and memberships for this church.
Oh, my. So how did you guys do that?
Oh, personal conversation, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You went out and asked for money, huh?
Well, he doesn't come right out and ask for money. He's more interested in getting membership than he was the money. But anyway, we had that in mind too.
Did you go to people's homes to do that?
Pardon me?
Did you go to people's homes
Oh, yeah.
to
Oh, yeah.
ask them?
Knocked on the door like a everyday salesman.
I understand also that with the original church building that the kitchen was downstairs in the basement.
Yeah.
And that people could go after the service and get a meal. Is that true?
Well, not only for the kitchen, every part of it was used as Sunday school rooms too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And could you go down there and get food after the service? Really?
Not every Sunday, but just I could do today. You know, special occasions.
Like a fellowship time after
right.
church.
Right.
Okay. Very good. All right. So, Dr. McNair, Moody McNair, was the first pastor.
Right.
What do you remember about him? What was he like?
Easygoing guy. Was he get along with him good. He was offhand. He'd make a lot of jokes about this and that. Nothing bad or anything, but he was that type of guy. Nice personality, And can't say too much for him except he was great. Hate to lose him, but he was more or less a minister out of First Church, as I understand it, to go out and develop new congregations, new churches, which he did here in Village Chapel. Then he left here and, as I say, went to Florida and organized a couple of churches out in that area, around Sarasota and those areas.
Okay. So, but you liked him.
Oh, yeah. Hate to lose him. Yeah.
Okay. And then after Dr. McNair, there were 4 additional pastors up till Todd Wright.
Mm-hmm.
So the next was Hugh Ash, and
Hugh
he
Ash.
came in 1952.
Right.
Tell us about Hugh Ash.
He was the type of guy that, I mean, he was likable and all that, but he was looking for other things down the road. He only stayed there a while, I think 2 years, something like that, and he moved on. But he was okay. I think the membership built up during that time. Mm-hmm. But, well, of course, back in those, I had a list of about charter members, and I think he was here when they took all his members in, I think. Yeah.
So Dr. McNair was the church pastor during the time they were at the Boat Club and Horace Mann, and then
No.
But he came here.
No, he was when they had the Boat Club. They didn't have any ministers. I know of.
Oh, okay.
It was just Bible study.
Okay.
And from what I understand, so, and from what I hear, and McNair, he didn't. When this church over this, he was our first minister. He helped to organize to get things going. McNair was.
Okay. And then Hugh Ash, and then the third minister who came in the 60s was Jim Kennedy.
After him.
Okay. What was Kennedy like?
Kennedy was a sort of a easygoing guy, preached a good sermon, and he, from what I remember too, well, he was pretty much involved in everything. I mean, all these Sunday school classes and things, he would go in maybe one Sunday out of the year or the month and maybe give devotion or whatever. But he was a well-liked guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did he have a family here too as well?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. I can't remember what his family was. I think he had a son and a daughter, I think.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
But he did have a family.
Okay, but he was likable as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then the next minister, the fourth one, was Conrad Crowe.
Conrad
And
Crowe.
I understand he was quite a character.
Conrad Crowe was a great guy, a very dedicated guy. I think he went to bed every night, studied the Bible. But he knew. I mean, he knew the Bible. He knew verses of the Bible without even looking at the Bible. He was a good minister. Yeah, yeah. I see a picture of it. It says right there, back there.
I never met
Never
Reverend
met him.
Crowe, but I understand.
And his wife was a good church member. I mean, she was active. Can't remember her name. Conrad Crowe. Anyway, she was active. And see it. Did he have a son become a minister?
I don't know. He may have.
That.
I think he left here to go to Florida.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Uh-huh.
What's one?
Well, he came back here with that. What? See, I think Conrad Crowe came here
for your
your
birthday? Okay.
Yeah.
90th birthday. Rita's saying. 90th. We have Rita over here helping us remember
Conrad
some of
had
this.
a beautiful voice, too. He would sing solos once in a while.
Okay.
Had a beautiful voice.
And so he would sing as part of the service?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very good. And then the last minister before our current minister, Todd Wright, was Frank Mansell. What do you remember about Frank?
Frank. I don't know. Not too much to remember about Frank, but he was good. He was very, very conscientious, and can't remember too much about him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Joan is still...
Joan was a good worker. Yeah.
And they had a son, Frank, who's a minister as well.
Frank. Now, I don't know about this now. Maybe you know. Is Frank Mansell still living?
Older Frank, no.
Okay.
He died in 2017.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure.
But his son, young Frank, is a minister now over in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay. I remember him.
And he's going to be coming back to help us celebrate the 75th anniversary.
Good.
So
Okay.
you probably remember him growing up in the church.
Just remember him as a young kid. Yeah.
Okay. Thinking back over your many years here with Village Chapel, what kinds of church activities, what stands out in your mind as far as church activities?
Oh, well, I remember. Went to the church dinners.
Church sitters?
No, I remember having a lot of good times with the Village Chapel, everything social, and the church picnics, church dinners, and the church activities and softball and basketball, all those things. I think a lot of this started up with it, carried on when Frank was here.
Right. Yeah. In the early days, where did the church have their picnics? Do you remember? Where did the church have its picnics?
Oh, well, we had, we had one picnic down here in One Powell Park and area, but rest of them are out at Coonskin.
Coonskin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coonskin.
Okay, very good. How about the young people in the church? What sort of activities did they have that you remember for young people?
We used to have a lot of young people. I don't know how many different Sunday school classes they had. Of course, they had tennis team, softball team, and I think, as far as I know, the kids would get together and have their own party, so to speak. That's about all I know about them.
And I understand that they had Boy Scouts, they had a Cub Scout
we
group,
had
and
Boy
Girl Scouts.
Boy Scouts, Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, yeah. I wasn't too much involved. In fact, I was not involved in any of that. But I do remember the softball teams. Of course, the members of the softball team were kids from other parts of Canal City.
But they came here to play on Village Chapel's team.
Oh, yeah. You had, one of the requirements was you had to play in the church, to play softball or baseball or basketball, you had to attend church or Sunday school at least one Sunday in a month.
Okay.
I think it was one Sunday.
One Sunday a month, okay.
That was hard for some of them to do.
I'm sure. If you think back over the years, how were women involved with Village Chapel?
Oh, very much. I don't think a church could be operated without women. Women were involved with everything, all the clubs, the circles.
Circles.
Oh, yeah.
I understand at one time they had 8 circles.
How many?
8.
Oh, I'm sure of that. Yeah, I'm sure of that. Yeah. 8.
And do you remember do any names stand out to you of women that were active at Village?
Oh, yeah. Paige Brown's wife, Sally Brown,
Sally Brown. Okay.
Polly Dodson. Let's see. A lot of them I know by look at that, and I can't remember the names. But
How about Catherine McCrary?
Catherine, but she was very much involved in everything. She being a ordained minister, isn't she? Yeah. She'd spend some time at other churches. But anyway, she was very active. She and her husband Bill. A lot of people come and gone.
Yep, they have. And when I first came to Village in the mid-'80s, there was a director of youth services, a gentleman, I've forgotten his name now, Jim, I can't remember his name, but...
I remember who you're talking about, but I can't remember his last name. Yeah, he's choir director.
And well, he was youth director for the youth.
Oh, yeah.
And we would have youth groups of quite large, 18 to 20, 30 students, or youth at a time.
What was that again?
They would have as many as 20 or 30 youth coming here for meetings and activities.
Oh, yeah, that's sure, yeah.
Okay. What were your roles over the years in the church?
Well, the first thing I would like to say, back then we had deacons, and so done away with that. But anyway, I was first elected a deacon. Then I got talked into being an assistant treasurer, head treasurer, and so I served as a deacon 2 terms and elder 4 terms.
Oh my!
Over the years, there were 3 years services. Yeah.
And there was something you did on every Sunday morning, and that was?
Collect the money.
The money, yep. And you also did the count, didn't you? Didn't you do the count?
Oh, yeah, the membership. I mean, the attendance, yeah.
Attendance.
Yeah. Jack Swartz was one of my favorite guys to work with. They stand out there at the entrance. And then after a while, he'd walk up outside there. We could look out and say, there's 4 people there. 9, 18, 24, 120.
Yep.
That was one of our duties.
That was the day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
At one time, actually, that reminds me, didn't they have 2 services on Sunday morning?
They did, yep. I can't remember how far back at the others, but we did have 2 services. Not too many people, as I understand it, came out. I never did. But it would come out for the first service. Mm-hmm. Maybe a couple dozen or something like that. But the main service, 11 o'clock service, was always the big service.
Would the service be the same?
As to my knowledge, yeah. Yeah.
You never came for both on a Sunday? Okay. Okay. How about music? In the early days, did they have a choir and an organ?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My wife, the early choir, said back up there they had about, I would say it was filled, small choir, area, 50 members or something like that. And, so, they had a good choir back then.
Okay. When this sanctuary was added, did that change the church and its membership in any way?
Well, not at first it did, but in the last 4 or 5 years things have changed. Yeah, we used to have this fellowship filled completely years ago. Before they put these, they had chairs. They took out what, four rows?
Four pews, I think.
Yeah, anyway, and every row except the front rows would be filled up.
And every row would be filled.
Pretty much so, yeah. Mhm.
Yep. Yep. And there'd be lots of children up here for the children's part of the service.
Yeah, there would be, yeah.
Okay. As you think back, Jule, you've been with this church now many years, 70 plus years.
Mm-hmm. 37, 70.
What changes would you
Pardon me? Making this church?
make, or what changes would you share with our audience?
I would make no changes. I mean, I don't understand what.
Well, it's kind of a general question. Over the years, has the church changed?
I agree with you there. Yeah, because the population has changed. It's a younger population, and they're not gung-ho on religion like the older people. The way I feel about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The congregation has gotten older.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Congregation is older. I don't know anybody that's a member now. It's on the membership rolls now that was here 10 years ago, other than you all.
Well, yeah, I was here 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I joined in the mid-'80s.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Well, do you remember back then how the population was for the church?
Yes, it was very different. It was a younger congregation. We had lots of youth that were involved. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. So,
Yeah.
well, thinking back over these many years here at Village Chapel, what is your very favorite memory?
Oh, my favorite was he with. I always say, coming to here on Sunday morning, and to the best of my knowledge, ability, to listen to the sermons.
Listening to the sermons?
Yes. Yeah. And of course, back then I came to some of the Sunday school classes, and particularly classes where Harry Brawley was the speaker, because he was interesting and
Harry Brawley.
Harry
Brawley.
Brawley. Harry
Mm-hmm.
Brawley.
Yep.
Yeah. Harry Brawley.
Uh-huh. He was an interesting speaker that you enjoyed. Okay, and that's a favorite memory of yours.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Okay. Is there anything else that you would like the membership of today's Village Chapel Church to know about the church or its history?
The Village Chapel here on the corner there for people to come and enjoy religion. I don't know. I have nothing other than that.
Okay. Well, Jule, it's been great having the opportunity to talk with you and to let you share some of your observations and remembrances of your experience here at Village Chapel. And thank you very much for taking the time to come and to share this.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate to be appreciated.
You're our history. I'm going to make him cry. But thank you.
I got two people there take care of me.
Okay. But thank you very much for helping to share this, because someday when you're gone, people will want to know, well, what was Jules all about?
Okay.
Okay. But thank you very much.
I thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. Ready, sir? Are you okay?